What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 of Baek Battles. Today, we're using the Kyogre and Ho-oh team once again with Kyogre, Ho-oh, Raichu, Gothitelle, Hitmontop, and Ferrothorn. Let's get started and play some games. So overall, I really just enjoy Kyogre and Ho-oh. It was one of my favorite duos back in 2016. It was definitely a favorite of mine. And yeah, I just really do love Kyogre and Ho-oh a bunch. Like, I don't know why, I feel like even though the synergy doesn't seem that great, it actually is, because Ho-oh just hits a lot of the things that Kyogre might struggle against, such as, you know, Amoonguss, Ferrothorn, Kartana. It hits Ludicolo and can survive like a Hydro Bomb. And speaking of this, is probably the worst matchup possible, because look at my matchup, Dialga plus Kyogre. That is probably the worst matchup I've ever seen in my life. Okay, can I win this? Hitmontop is coming. Man, I want to bring the Raichu, but Raichu's not good. Raichu's only good against one mon, and it's not really that helpful against it. Yeah, I'm not bringing the Raichu. Hitmontop, Ferrothorn, Kyogre, Ho-oh. Those are the Pokemon I'm probably bringing. I could also forego. No, I need Ho-oh because Ferrothorn is going to be too big of a problem without it. I think Kyogre plus Ferrothorn is just a safe neutral lead, because again, not many things in my opponent's team threaten the Ferrothorn other than the Incineroar, and if I lead Kyogre, I do help with that. So we'll lead Kyogre plus Ferrothorn, Hitmontop, and Ho in the back, I feel like, because I have decent switches to everything else. The only thing is Dialga is going to be a really big issue. Like, Dialga against Ho 1v1, I think I would be able to beat it unless Dialga has Thunder or something, but overall, otherwise, like, it would be really difficult to. I probably have to focus away from the Dialga. Like, I have to focus everything away from the Dialga. I have to target his partners, because Dialga is one of the issues that I do have with this team. It's super good because of the fact that I just can't knock it out right away. Like, the biggest damage I have is close combat from Hitmontop, and that's not very likely to go off against, like, with Kyogre, Tapu Lele's partners. And Incineroar's Intimidate is going to lower the damage from it. We're going to see just a safe Dialga Incineroar lead from my opponent. No surprise. Okay. Against Kyogre plus Ferrothorn. Hitmontop doesn't look like a bad lead here, and I do think just going Hitmontop, getting that Intimidate off into the Incineroar, and even if it activate my eject button, I could pivot into Ho and try to get a Sacred Fire burn into Dialga right away. That doesn't sound like a bad trade to me from the start. I would 100% assume a fake out into Kyogre, maybe a Trick Room, Dragon Pulse, or maybe you go for the Flamethrower and the Ferrothorn, but I feel like that's very unlikely. We'll just go Hitmontop here and protect Kyogre, because I really don't want Kyogre, because all the health matters, especially since I don't have like the eject, not the eject button, the Heal Pulse option for my Gothitelle. So we'll just go Hitmontop and protect Kyogre. I don't really see a way my opponent 100% can capitalize off the situation if I make this play. So we'll bring out Hitmontop, get this Intimidate off into the Incineroar, which is pretty big. Dialga probably doesn't matter because it's a special attacker. So let's see. Duct and fake out. Yep, into Kyogre. No surprise. I went for Leech Seed, but I'm not going to make that play. Trick Room is going to come out. Okay, that's actually pretty good for me. I can go for a Water Spout into the Incineroar. And close combat, actually, but I do have eject button, so you would probably be proccing my eject button potentially. I think I'm just gonna go for the Water Spout, and I don't know, would Incineroar stay in? Maybe I just, because I don't feel like you let me fake out your Incineroar. That'd be pretty bad for you if you don't have Flamethrower on Dialga. So I think maybe just Water Spout in close combat. Yeah, I'm gonna Water Spout close combat here into Dialga. I just don't feel like you should stay in with Incineroar. You turn to Kyogre at most, because you know eject button how it works. Like, Incineroar would be trapped in. So I think you're forced to U-turn or switch out your Incineroar, hard switch, which means I'd be able to get a decent position. Of course, Dialga could protect here, and I could see maybe Incineroar switching out to Ferrothorn immediately. So let's see. Yep, it is going to be the Ferrothorn. I could have doubled it, but I do have my own Ferrothorn, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. That's Flash Cannon going to come out. It's actually slow, so Hitmontop, unfortunately, going to be procced right out, which isn't the worst case. So Flash Cannon, I assume Dragon Pulse. Let's see. Or I could go Ho-oh. Yeah, I'll just go Ho-oh. I don't think there's a reason not to go Ho-oh, actually. because I could get a Sacred Fire burn into Dialga. And I'm about to get a powerful water spout. Like, any damage on Dialga is super important, and damage on the Ferrothorn is great because I get to see the item, as well as, you know, maybe I'm able to knock out the Ferrothorn with the Sacred Fire afterward. Probably not. I think I need a bit more chip. We'll just go Ferrothorn here from my side and try to get that burn on the Dialga, because if I can get the burn on Dialga, that's amazing. I do have to save Sacred Fires though, because I do need at least one to knock out the Ferrothorn. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to preserve my Hitmontop. So, yeah, and it looks like it'll probably be Berry on the Ferrothorn, based on the fact it is not leftovers. So usually you run leftovers or Berry. Those are the two common items. So we'll see what my opponent does. Doesn't look like retreating Ferrothorn at all. Maybe retreating Dialga and Incineroar, but I don't think you want to take a Water type move just in case. Ferrothorn actually going to protect. Okay, probably just trying to scout for the protect Kyogre and Sacred Fire play. A Dragon Pulse is going to come out, which is fine. Zen Ho, that works for me. That's pressure, so that's one Dragon Pulse, two actually technically. And we will get Sacred Fire off. Can we get a burn? A burn would be amazing. That does good damage. We get a good amount of damage and we get the burn, which is fantastic. That is a turn I like to see. That is a turn I definitely like to see. So, we get damage, which is good. I can go for the Leech Seed into Dialga and recover with Ho-oh, because I think Ferrothorn will double back out into Incineroar, because Incineroar is a very safe switch in against these Pokemon. And Dialga, I don't know what you're going to do, but I feel like you're going to try to damage the Ho-oh as much as possible. Maybe you're going to try to go for a knockoff into a Dragon Pulse combination, my Ho-oh the following turn to knock it out. So if I can sell out some Dragon Pulses as well as get some recovery, I feel very happy about the spot, especially since Dialga didn't protect. So I guarantee a Leech Seed and that burn plus Leech Seed damage, it's going to add up over time. Dialga only has a Berry as recovery. So Dragon Pulse into the Ho-oh, perfect. So I take damage, but I do recover all that damage back with the recover, and also the leftovers recovery. Leftovers recovery has always been clutch with Ho-oh, which is why I like it as an item. It makes like certain, like, I don't know, 3 KOs and 4 KOs and so on. So Leech Seed does proc a Berry. Yeah, but so Dialga gonna be left about 70 HP, which is pretty good. I can double Ferrothorn back out into Kyogre immediately. Just go for the protect, I think, with Ho-oh. This is the last turn of Trick Room. It's also the last turn of Rain, so maybe I want to keep. Maybe I just want to protect Ferrothorn, like double protect here. I don't think it'd be the worst option, because I do want Rain in this game, because Rain's pretty good for me. Yeah. So Dialga's going to retreat here. Is that going to be the Ferrothorn? No, Kyogre. Okay. Good play for my opponent. What does that mean? The Incineroar goes for probably Flare Blitz and my Ferrothorn, if anything. Good play for my opponent. That was really good. Rain stops. Twist dimensions return to normal. Now I'm in a bit of an awkward spot. Maybe it's time to sack Hitmontop. Okay, I need Ho-oh alive 100%. You're gonna Water Spout or Origin Pulse into Flare Blitz my Ferrothorn. Yeah, that was a really good play from my opponent. I should have thought about Dialga switching out that turn. I think I'll just Sacred Fire to Kyogre and try to get some chip, because I don't want to take Brave Bird Recoil. So I'm going to Sacred Fire here and go into Hitmontop. This should allow me to live a combination of, like, I don't know if it lives a Water Spout plus knockoff. Without the Rain, I assume Ho-oh maybe can survive, but we'll see. So we're faster than the Kyogre, so it is slow. We get decent chip, so Water Spout doing a bit less. Origin Pulse, okay. Ho-oh Voice, which is actually really nice. So Hitmontop, will you survive that? It actually does, by barely. And we do get a Flare Blitz off. Okay. That works fine for me. I can go out into my Ferrothorn and then go out into Kyogre, I think. I'm just trying to figure out if Incineroar or Flare Blitz will actually finish me off. I think that's the big part. This also might be obvious to my opponent, because this actually might be a really obvious play, but I'm going to go for the Power Up anyway and double out on the Kyogre here. So we'll go on to Kyogre because I'm hoping I live Origin Pulse and the Flare Blitz from this Incineroar. Because it's -1 plus the rain, and Origin Pulse shouldn't do too much. As Kyogre protects, which is okay. Okay. I'd assume this Incineroar doesn't have like the max speed investments. Not speed. Well, yeah, I wouldn't expect it to have that much speed investment. Flare Blitz is a good amount, but I think I would have lived the Origin Pulse. Okay. That works out. Because now I can go for Scald into that slot, and I think I Leech Seed the Kyogre slot because you're definitely switching out. I don't know who you're switching out though. You could switch out either slot. I think I Leech Seed Scald the Incineroar, but Incineroar could switch out into Ferrothorn. I think both can switch out into Ferrothorn, which is the annoying part. I'll just go for Leech Seed anyway, and Scald the Incineroar slot. But I think Incineroar is switching out into Ferrothorn and Kyogre. Well, Kyogre already protected. I feel like you do have to switch out. Because you're not knocking out my Ferrothorn at this range. You would have to be fast Incineroar. And you don't know what speed stat I am on my Kyogre because I could be decently fast. So not exactly sure what my opponent's going to do. I think you have to save Incineroar. But Kyogre is going to retreat. Okay. Dialga. Okay, so perfect. I get Leech Seed Recovery, which is really good because that allows me to survive more moves. Is that a double switch? I could definitely see a double switch coming out. Yeah. Okay, good play from my opponent. So Ferrothorn gonna come out. Really nice play from my opponent, but I mean, I'm getting chip onto the Ferrothorn. Now it's in Sacred Fire range from... Oh, wow. Scald actually... Another Scald might knock out the Ferrothorn. That's actually kind of insane. I think it does. So I do get Leech Seed Recovery. I might actually just want to go for Leech Seed again into the Dialga slot. Just trying to cover switch. And I think the Ferrothorn... I want to say it is. I feel like if I just get a decent enough roll with Scald, I will be able to knock out Ferrothorn. So I think I'm going to go for it. Kyogre lives a Power Whip anyway from Ferrothorn. And I don't feel like... I don't know if Dialga stays in. Maybe you just want to sack Dialga at this point because it doesn't really do much. But yeah, Scald into Leech Seed. I feel like you might want to go into your Kyogre just to, in case you expect my Ho-oh to come out, because Ho-oh could be like a very safe play that I have, and definitely I could see myself switching out to Kyogre into the Ho-oh if I really need to. So I could see you trying to double out on your Kyogre to put pressure on into that slot, which is why I'm making the plays. But I feel like as long as Scald does not got the Ferrothorn at this range, like I just put on a lot of pressure immediately, as long as Dialga doesn't have Flamethrower. But Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, Trickery, and Protect. Dragon Pulse into that slot, which is an interesting play. Okay. Scald. Does this knock out the Ferrothorn? Oh, barely. And it does proc Berry, and I'm not getting burns with any of these Scalds, which is fine. Power Whip. As I Leech Seed. Yeah, Power Whip. Does hit my Kyogre. Okay, so I'm taking chip. But I do survive, which is important. Okay, not the best situation, but not the worst, definitely. And I'm still healing, so... I'll definitely still Leech Seed the Dialga, because Dialga's not doing enough to me. I don't mind if you leave Dialga around. I'm just gonna Leech Seed the Dialga, go into Ho-oh. Rain is still valuable for me. Ferrothorn's still in range of my Sacred Fire. Okay. I shouldn't have banked on that. I could have just went Ho-oh. But I didn't want to be put in a poor position. Kyogre did come out. So we'll bring out Ho-oh. And Dragon Pulse is going to come out. Probably target down. Okay, still targeting down my Ferrothorn. Probably just trying to wear it down. Should activate? No, it doesn't activate Berry yet. Oh, it does actually. Okay, sweet. So I activate Berry. So I'm actually really, really healthy, which is pretty good because all that health is nice. Power Up going to come out once again into my Ho-oh. Next turn, what are you gonna do? I Leech Seed into Dialga. I think I Leech Seed into the Ferrothorn slot next. Yeah. There are multiple ways I can win this. If I get enough chip damage onto Kyogre, I win. I'm gonna Leech Seed the Ferrothorn slot in Sacred Fire now. Because I feel like you've seen me Leech Seed the Dialga enough times. I think you just sack Dialga. It's really not as useful anymore. And I think Ferrothorn, you either switch out or go for Protect. Either way, that works for me because of the fact I'm either knock out Ferrothorn, I I catch Incineroar or Kyogre with a Leech Seed, which is pretty important damage. And if you stay in, like Fire Front's not really threatening too much. And if you bring out your Kyogre, I could always Power Whip it later. So we're just gonna see the Protect, so that's okay. Okay, so we're still not in the best positions, but we're not in the worst positions. We're gonna see Dragon Pulse into the Ho-Oh, and we Leech Seed into that. Rain stops, but we should be good. Well, my opponent's gonna be able to set up Rain afterward. I feel like Ho-Oh should live one Origin Pulse, barely. Like one Origin Pulse, very barely. Kyogre is coming out 100%. Did I reveal Protect on Ho-Oh? If I didn't... Oh, Incineroar comes in immediately. Okay. I think you're gonna try to get damage onto my... Okay. Now I think I have to start playing aggressively. I think... Maybe Fairfront switches on a Kyogre here. And you... I feel like you either double up my Ferrothorn or you double up my Kyogre. Here's the thing. I could definitely see the Ferrothorn switching out into the Kyogre here. I also don't know if I lit the Flare Blitz with the Rain because the other Flare Blitz was really close. I'm going to bring out my own Kyogre. I could see the power up into the slot, but I could also see my opponent's Ferrothorn doubling out into his own Kyogre. Actually, that probably doesn't make sense if you're going to try to KO. Oh, but you do. That works out. Yeah, because I'd assume you're still afraid of the Sacred Fire that I could just draw off if you do decide to Flare Blitz. So yeah, you're just going to Flare Blitz. If I am able to survive this, that's really good because I get Leech Seed. Yeah, I do survive. Burn is not helpful. Okay. I got one Sacred Fire burn, and then I went for like 3 Scalds to get burn. You Flare Blitz burned me. What's the logic in that? Okay, we get Leech Seed off. Again, the damage into Kyogre is really important. Now I just don't know if you have Thunder, because if you have Thunder, you could go for Thunder into Kyogre, which I probably live anyway. If I can chip away this Kyogre enough, I do win. I think I Scald the Incineroar slot. And I think I just Protect. Like, I think I'm forced to Protect, no matter what. Yeah, we'll go for Scald. Maybe the Kyogre doesn't have Thunder if I'm lucky, but at this point I feel like it does. So my opponent stays in, okay. Goes for Origin Pulse, okay. Again, it comes down to, does Kyogre outspeed Incineroar? Because if it does, that's actually really good for me. No, he's faster. But I mean, that's not gonna knock me out. Okay. So it was a fast Incineroar. I do knock out the Incineroar, which is pretty good because that means no more Flare Blitz pressure. I'm gonna need a bit of chip though. Okay, so I think it's winnable because if I get a little bit more chip onto that Kyogre, I do put it in range of my Brave Bird from Ho-Oh because I won't be intimidated. So I just need a little bit more chip from Power Whip, from Leech Seed recoveries, and then I beat the Ferrothorn 1v1 with my Ho-Oh. As long as I hit a bunch of as long as I hit one Sacred Fire. So we'll Power Whip, we'll Protect, because he's definitely going for a Water type move. You're not going to Protect in this situation because protecting would be dumb because I'd get my Leech Seed recovery with Ferrothorn and then there's no way you knock out Ferrothorn afterward. So yeah, you have to go for an attack. Probably Origin Pulse if you have it into Ferrothorn. And yeah, let's see. Probably Ferrothorn just going to keep going for Leech Seeds. So we're going to see the Origin Pulse come out. Ferrothorn should live. Yeah, barely, which is really good. Power Whip. Oh, targets my Ferrothorn. Does that knock out? Barely. Okay. How many turns of Rain are left? So we'll bring out my Ho-Oh. I gotta hope that one lead seed in the Brave Bird finishes off, I think. Yeah, because I don't have enough turns of rain. I could also hope for an Origin Pulse miss if it doesn't. I feel like I should knock out at that range though. We'll go for the Scald into Kyogre, and we'll go for a Protect. There's no reason not to. This is a really close finish because it's going to come down to Ho. We know my Ho is faster than the Kyogre, or at worst it's a speed tie. Although I don't think it should be speed tying. Yeah, it really comes down to Brave Bird. Or an Origin Pulse miss at the worst case. So we will protect Ho-oh. We'll try to get a bit of lead seed recovery. Scald gonna come out. Wow, you have Scald and you went for it, and that's a damn it. You let me get the Scald damage. I 100%, like, this puts me 100% in the victory range. Power Whip. Yeah, I would have went for Origin Pulse. Did I reveal Protect? I'm pretty sure I revealed Protect on Ho-oh several times. So that should be game, I think. I don't... Unless Kyogre, again, is a speed tie. Which I don't think it is. Because I think if you're using Trick Room, you're having... Yeah, I did reveal Protect earlier. I never revealed Brave Bird, but I am going to reveal Brave Bird now and knock out the Kyogre. And Ferrothorn can't win against me 1v1. So we will go for the Brave Bird here. And this will be able to finish off Kyogre, and that's going to be game. Wow. Alright, we knock out Kyogre. We're going to see Gyro Ball. Not even Leech Seed. And that is game. Wow. A really, really close game. And my opponent had 20 seconds left. Yeah, you couldn't win a mirror even if you tried, and you would have to hope for like a bunch of fire misses. But yeah, the match is going to be forfeit. Wow, what a close game. So, very tough matchup. Like, I think this matchup is really difficult. Dialga was a pain. I was lucky to get the burn immediately onto it, which just allowed me to chip away the Dialga so much easier. I feel like my opponent might have made a mistake by not going for Origin Pulse. I don't know if maybe the Kyogre would have lived Brave Bird. I mean, Brave Bird does a lot of damage, and I wasn't intimidated, so I might have been able to knock out, especially since I am adamant Ho-oh. But yeah, I think we're gonna go for one more. I think I'm not sure, because this was a long battle. Like, that was a really long battle. And as you can see, this team can play very, very long defensive games, which I kind of like. I really do. Like, in a format, I like to slow things down in these kinds of formats where it's just, you know, there's a lot of damage being brought out. So yeah, I think we're just gonna cut it to this second game because yeah, it's taking a while. We'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. Okay, we got our second opponent from Japan, 1531 rating. With, okay, this should be a faster one. We have Mewtwo plus Tapu Lele with Xerneas, Celesteela, Incineroar, and Toxicroak. Ho is pretty good in this matchup. Probably the one game I really regret not bringing something like like an Incineroar. The one matchup where Incineroar is really good generally. Overall, I do like my Gothitelle. I think Gothitelle plus Kyogre is really solid here as a lead. Ho-oh in the back, because I think Ho-oh can do really well in this matchup. The Pokemon that I'm mainly concerned about is going to be that Mewtwo, because Side Strike does hit on the physically defensive side, and with like a Life Orb and Psychic Terrain, it can do a lot of damage. So I do want to be careful about that Pokemon. So I think just get rid of the Mewtwo. Like, I want to trap it in, and Gothitelle can definitely live with Side Strike, so I think it's definitely worth this kind of positioning. Because if you lead Lele and Mewtwo, I will go for just like a Protect. No, I think I'll go for a Water Spout Trick Room, because even if you knock out my Kyogre, I just get Ferrothorn in, and I'll go for Helping Hand Gyro Ball into the Mewtwo slot and hopefully try to pick up the knockout at that range. And if you lead Incineroar to try and if you lead Incineroar, like, I just get to Water Spout. So Mewtwo Tapu Lele just gonna hard lead, no surprise. Psychic Terrain will activate first. Mewtwo Pressure. Okay, so it's Scarf Lele. Good to know. Very happy about the situation, though. Although Mewtwo doesn't usually carry Shadow Ball. I think I'm like the only one who does actually run Shadow Ball on mine. So I might just be able to go for Trick Room here. And protect. Unless the Mewtwo carries like Taunt or something. Because here's the thing, right? You would have to have like Nature's Madness Shadow Ball or double Shadow Ball. Which is really rare because I don't think Mewtwo really runs Shadow Ball. Sunny Day. Ooh, okay. What's the Mewtwo going for then? Sunny Day Scarflet. Okay, so it's not going to do anything. Side Strike into the Kyogre. That's fine. We'll trick him up here. And I guess, like, either way, like, the Tapu Lele is basically useless. It's not doing anything. We'll go for, I guess, Helping Hand Water Spout. Because even in the sun, it's still going to do a decent amount to the Mewtwo, I think. I could go Ferrothorn here, but I don't want to waste the Trick Room turns. I think I just want to go straight for the damage to Mewtwo. I'm pretty sure that I can live one hit with Kyogre. So yeah, we'll go for the Helping Hand Water Spout. If I had Skill Swap here, that'd be amazing, but I don't feel like Skill Swap's necessary. We'll go for Water Spout. Like, it's still a good amount of damage to both of these Pokemon. Here comes the Side Strike. And a Gothitelle, actually. Wow. Oh, that damage is resistant, too. Jeez, a Moonblast and a Side Strike might have done me in. That might be Specs. Because it's not Life Orb. Yeah, it might be Specs. I'm going to go for the Helping Hand Ice Beam now. Yeah, I feel good about my position. I feel very good about my position. If that expects me to, it could have blown me back. My opponent just doubled up with the Gothitelle immediately. We'll go for a Helping Hand and Ice Beam. Because of the fact that if we do get rid of Mewtwo, we do just win with my Ho-oh. So we do get rid of Mewtwo, which is really good. And Sunny Day, like, you're still going to go for Sunny Day. It's still not going to matter. Okay. Let's see what my opponent's going to bring out next. If it's Xerneas, I can just protect, go out into... It's Xerneas. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go out into my Ferrothorn. Because Ferrothorn does not care. So we'll just protect here, just in case my opponent tries to get rid of the Shadow Tag immediately, and we'll go out into my Ferrothorn. Then we can click Gyro Ball into the Xerneas, and then afterward I can go for like Trick Room. So yeah, my opponent's in a very poor position. Locking yourself into Sunny Day wasn't that great for you. Like, yeah, you lit the Water Spout in Trick Room, but once I got Trick Room, you were in a pretty poor position overall. Geomancy, no surprise. Next turn you have to protect. I don't have to target down the ladder slot. I know it's Choice Scarf. I know it's locked in. That's the thing about Mewtwo. If Mewtwo's hidden ability is released, I don't think it is for this generation. I don't think it's legal yet. If it got a nerve, I wouldn't be able to tell what kind of Tapu Lele it is, but since we do see pressure activate after the Psychic Surge, we knew it was Choice Scarf on the Tapu Lele, so knew it wasn't really that big of a threat. Gonna go for Helping Hand, gonna go for Gyro Ball. Unless it's like HP Hidden Power Fire, Focus Blast, Xerneas, we should be fine. And the match is just gonna be forfeited. A really short game compared to, but I think just my opponent locked himself or herself into a really poor position with the Tapu Lele, because yeah, you were able to negate it, but like, one, you went for the Side Strike into Kyogre and went for Sunny Day. I feel like if you targeted down the Gothitelle that way, like, at least he would have been in a better spot, because you could have broken the trap. Kyogre wasn't really going to do much, but yeah, just or doubling up the Gothitelle, or even doubling up one of my Pokemon would have been probably really good for you. But really happy that we were able to take that. We're going to have 2 wins for today's episode. Hope everyone enjoyed. If you did like this video, please leave a like down below. And if we do reach 175 likes for all the teams, for all the games and videos that we... Why did I say all games and videos? It's all videos that we use Kyogre Ho-oh, and if we reach 175 likes for all of them, I will post a QR code of this team. And of course, I will still be uploading team reports / analysis on all the teams I use on Baek Battles. The first one should be coming out in a few days with the Pocket Kyogre team. Then I'll make one with the Giratina, and then we'll make one with the Kyogre Ho-oh. So look forward to that. If you do want to support me on Patreon, it is linked down below. And of course, feel free to check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social media, society series on my channel, all that good stuff, including my Twitch channel where I do live stream VGC 2019. Highly recommend go checking out those streams. Really fun time overall, and we use some cool stuff. Otherwise, feel free to leave a comment down below. I do read them. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.